welcome to Season 1, Episode number 39 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches of 2020 with match number 12 on our list. Now, before I get into today's match, I do just want to give a quick content disclaimer that today's video does include a competitor that had speaking out allegations against him in Matt Riddle. If you haven't watched it, I went on, at quite considerable length on my video early in the countdown about Tyler Bate and Jordan Devlin as to why I, included that contest in this list, and the reasons apply to this match as well. I will not be tagging Matt Riddle in any social media posts regarding this video, and I do understand completely if you choose not to watch this one today. That said, the match that we are speaking of today, it is the NXT Tag Team Championship match between the champions, the Undisputed Era of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, against the challengers, the Broserweights of Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle from the NXT TakeOver Portland event held back on February the 16th. Now, this was a match that very much like the Alex Shelley and Lee Moriarty match I posted a couple of days ago. I included it on my list. I remembered liking it. Truthfully, I really didn't remember too much about it, which is unusual for me. Normally I have a pretty good memory for pro wrestling matches, but this was on a jam-packed show. There was tons of good stuff on this. Dakota Kai and Tegan Knox from this match, was spot number 50 on this countdown. There was a really good Finn Balor and Johnny Gargano match in the middle of the show. Keith Lee and Donovan Dijak tore it up in the opener. There was a big angle with Charlotte Flair, leading into her match with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And this match, I remembered it being very good. So I wanted to give it a rewatch, just for the sake of this list, to give it its due. And I was blown away with it. I thought it was absolutely incredible. Very unlike most WWE tag team matches that you'll see. When this initially aired, the main event of this show I thought was lousy. Between Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa. It kind of felt like the match where NXT sort of jumped the shark for me a little bit, but that's a conversation for another time. But I was really happy to see how good this match was. They did a really stupid promo pre-match where Matt Riddle sang a really bad song about Bobby Fish frying fish or something like that, and again, it made me roll my eyes, and it just goes to show how WWE has to sometimes, just go over the top with things like, okay, Matt Riddle, smokes pot. It's out there. Everybody knows it. But they give him, all of these dumb, goofy lines and stuff like that he's, some stupid stoner. And it really doesn't work. And it immediately put a sour taste in my mouth when the match started. But that said, everything after that was phenomenal. It led to a really big brawl, after that song was sang. And from there, the match really didn't let up, which was something I thought was great. It doesn't go super long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It is really fast-paced and hard-hitting and high-octane. It doesn't really have much of a slowdown like you would traditionally see in WWE matches. It was really, really, really good. Right off the hop, Pete Dunne hits, his X-Plex, which is like the old, easy money crash landing. It's like a release suplex into a powerbomb sort of thing. He does that to Bobby Fish on the ring apron, and then he immediately gives the same move to Kyle O'Reilly on top of Bobby Fish onto the ring apron, which was just awesome and a really hot way to start the match. From there, though, although this match has a lot of big moves, right? It's kind of got that super indie sort of formula to it. They had a really good story here that I liked. And again, it was sort of subtle and it beat you over the head with it. Riddle and Dunne are not, a normal tag team. They're two singles guys. They came together, they found success and won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, but they're not a traditional tag team. And even during those matches, right, they showed that they were, okay, they had a bit of cohesion, but they were still two singles wrestlers. Whereas, Fish and O'Reilly, they're Red Dragon, right? They've been teaming for years and years and years. They're one of the most experienced tag teams currently in the WWE. So because of that, they used that to their advantage. They were able to use tags really effectively. They were able to cut off the ring very, very effectively, right? And they almost kind of, in a way, didn't really take Riddle and Dunne's tag cohesion seriously. And that would end up biting them at the finish, which we'll get to in a minute. They got some heat on Dunne. It led to a really, really good Matt Riddle hot tag, where he came in, just full of, piss and vinegar and hit all of his big moves. There was a spot where him and Pete Dunne both climbed up the same turnbuckle, and Riddle hit his floating bro. He got knees off of it, but he hit that, and Dunne hit an Orihara moonsault to the floor, which again was just really cool. There was an awesome extended Kyle O'Reilly and Riddle, sequence in the middle of this, and those guys just have great chemistry, very similar wrestlers. Another really cool spot too, where they kind of traded submissions. O'Reilly ended up getting Dunne in a sharpshooter. Bobby Fish grabbed Riddle in a rear naked choke, and Riddle proceeded to hit like a flying knee to O'Reilly to break up the sharpshooter, but while he still had Fish on his back, which was awesome. It ends up going into a finishing sequence where it seems like Riddle and Dunne are falling apart. They have a bunch of miscommunication spots. Red Dragon hits Chasing the Dragon for a really, really good near fall. And it seems like, they're about to put their challengers away when Riddle and Dunne use one of the oldest tag team tricks in the book. They do a hot tag. A blind tag. So they do a blind tag that O'Reilly and Fish weren't expecting whatsoever, because again, they've kind of established that they don't really take this tag team seriously. So they use a blind tag, end up coming in, they hit a big double team like X-Plex powerbomb on Kyle, and then they hit, another tag team finish. They hit a combination go to sleep and Seguri on Fish, and it was enough to put him away for the 3 count. Really surprising title change at the time, at least for me. I thought, especially with the story of the match, like, okay, you had the 2 singles guys win the Dusty Classic together, which they've already done a few times with Finn and Samoa Joe, and Ricochet and Aleister Black, and that's kind of an old throwback to the Crockett Cup, where it would often be singles guys that win together, like Dusty and Nikita and Sting and Luger. So I figured, that they'd win that, they'd get this tag title shot, and then maybe it would transition into a feud between the 2. That didn't happen. They won the titles in this super hot, really great match. Unfortunately, their tag title run really didn't get a chance to go anywhere with COVID-19. But at the time, I guess there was a lot of optimism that they could go far with these belts. This is a really great, super fun tag team match. It's available on the WWE Network. Please subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. Follow on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling50, and join me again tomorrow as we continue to count down pro wrestling's top